What's up, everyone? And we are live. Live. Hello. We're doing another episode of EU4, of course. And so, when we last played, if you remember correctly, we won a war with Thailand, or sorry, Ayutthaya, and we took Malacca, which is part of our mission tree to core it up. So, we're going to be completing that mission briefly. We also took the center of trade, Siak. We also took the entire coast controlled by Pagaruyung, and we also took this Aceh region up top here, or at least most of the Aceh region here. So that was a great victory, and really improved our trade here in the Malacca node, which once these are cored up and I upgrade these centers of trade, that is going to increase even more. We're going to have even more money pouring out of the Straits of Malacca. We kind of cleared a bottleneck here by taking a lot of these centers of trade, and that's really going to be extraordinarily beneficial to us. But one thing I realized that I've been sort of neglecting is some of the Ivory Coast trade node. Now, of course, we have 72% trade power, and that's pretty darn good, but there are some parts of this that, well, we can improve. Now, so that it would be, of course, taking the Senegal region here from Songhai, which they have 59,000 standing army, so it won't be like the easiest fight in the world. They're a very large country here, but that would definitely be worth doing, taking them out. And also Congo here, which I think is the one we're going to start with. That'll be a little bit easier. Take the coastline here. Take, of course, their capital and some of like the Congo trade node, which we can, of course, establish a trade company there. And the cool thing about this is that their capital, Mpemba or Mbanza Congo, has a great project. Now, that great project is institution spread and reform progress growth, which is great. And if it's fully upgraded, +1 yearly legitimacy, institution spread and truth faith provinces, plus 50%, which is huge, and reform progress growth plus 20%, very huge. So it's a great project, and I want to get my hands on that for sure. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do next. Also over here, so while my guys were away, there was a pretty large, there was an uprising in the Malabar coast here. We're currently sending guys over there to deal with that. And I think what we're going to have them do immediately after that is go after Vijayanagar. Now, we have, of course, permanent claims on all of Sri Lanka or Ceylon. But, of course, some of that's controlled by Bamanis, who we're on treaty with. But they have now no allies, and our treaty ends in about 5 years, or a little less than 5 years here. So I think that as soon as that treaty ends, we're going to attack them again because, look, they have no manpower, only 44,000 men. Obviously, they'll be able to recuperate a bit in the next 5 years, but they're not going to be able to fully recuperate by that time. So they'll still be in a weakened state once that happens. And, maybe they'll be able to ally someone else by that time, but I'm not sure. So we can definitely attack them after the treaty ends and, of course, take these other two provinces of Sri Lanka, completing this mission, as well as a whole mess of the rest of their land. Now, I would go for especially these centers of trade here, but just as much as we can get of the Coromandel node. Very critical. A lot of great trade goods here. We got silk, cloth, lots of cotton, some iron here. That would help us a lot. So that's sort of the plan for today. Another war I would like to do as well, if we get around to it today, but it'll take some preparation because it's not going to be an easy one, will be our war with Kaliwa. Now, they are not in any coalition against us, luckily. I wouldn't be surprised if they join one at some point, though. Hopefully not. Now, so we have permanent claims with them on the Zimbabwe region, get these gold mines here, which would be great to do, but I think that if I end up going to war with them, which I intend to do, I'll focus on taking these centers of trade here, getting more of the Zanzibar node. And ideally also they control Mogadishu, which is a world port. Now, of course, when we take these provinces, it goes down one uh, level center of trade, but given that it's 25 development, we'll be able to remake that into a world port once again. So doing that will help our standing in the Zanzibar node as well as the Gulf of Aden node, two very important trade nodes for us. The thing is, though, is that they're allied with Adal, Yemen, and the Mamluks. So that's no small alliance. I mean, Kaliwa alone they have a lot of soldiers. The Mamluks have equally as many. In fact, more in reserve. So it will be a bit of a challenge. They're also with Adal, which is no small fry itself, and Yemen. So basically, my intention is that if we go to war with them, I will sort of kind of split my army. I'll have some of them starting over here to Mamluks, quickly take their capital, Cairo, and ideally piece them out relatively quickly. Meanwhile, I plan to have an army either landing over here in this Somaliland region, or in Aden, to take out Yemen and Adal out of the equation pretty quickly, and then they can quickly go down and take over Kaliwa. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'll also pull Ethiopia into that war as well. So, that'll be good. And there's a lot to gain from Yemen and Adal. So, Adal, there's this center of trade in Hobyo here, in Zayla, and Harar. So, ideally, I would like to take all three of those. It would also be kind of cool to take this province here, Djibouti, to link with Yemen. And of course, with Yemen, it would be good to take Mocha here, which of course would be the other side of that strait that can be crossed on foot, as well as the center of trade in Zabid here. So, quali ave? Eso ya en mi carro. Es, creo que es a los, here. Wait 1 second, guys. Wait 1 second, sorry. La pena dormir fuera, ¿no? ¿Por qué? Porque dormiste bastante. Bastantísimo. ¿Ah? ¿Sí? Mejor levántate, amor, para soñar más tarde. All right, guys, sorry about that. I had to get a key for my sister-in-law. But yeah, so there's a whole heck of a lot to gain. Now, I think with that war, I would end up with over 50% of the trade in the Gulf of Aden, which would give me another merchant due to the trade company, and the same situation in Zanzibar. So 2 extra merchants from that. Another aspect, too, is what would we take from the Egyptians, the Mamluks here? Well, there's a couple options. So option number 1 is that we could take Cairo, right? And maybe as well as some of maybe the Hejaz coast with the objective of linking up with what we're going to take from Yemen. So we have like a nice footpath all the way over here. That's one option. Another option is to take the northern coast here, which we would take the Nile estuary and the center of trade with also the Nile estuary and Rashid and Alexandria, and linking our guys up, linking this area up with our North African holdings. So that would be quite good. But I think what I'm leaning towards is I have our vassal here in Jerusalem, and they have cores on all these territories. I think that that would be the best thing to do, is feed them back all these territories so we get a decently powerful or a more powerful vassal, at least one that's not a one-province minor fielding just 3,000 soldiers. That's barely even a good use of a diplomatic slot. So I think that would be the ideal, and that's what I'm planning on doing. That's what I'm planning on doing. So anyway, guys, without further ado, let's get right into it. So we have some soldiers coming over here to end this rebellion, crush this rebellion. And so we're going to let them do their thing. Pursuit of a hobby. What is this? He's taken interest in all kinds of intellectual pursuits throughout his reign. It seems his ambition to make a name for himself among the scholars of the world hasn't been very successful. His patronage of greater intellects is not without merit for Portugal as a whole, even if his failed ambition remains a sore point to the emperor. Okay, so I'll surround myself with the great minds of our age. He'll no longer be a scholar, but he'll now be well-connected. And so what does being a scholar give us again? Scholar's technology cost, okay? But dicebat nos esse quasi nanos, gigantum humoris incidentis. I don't speak Latin, so I'm not sure exactly what that means, but it's basically trading 400 some ducats for diplomatic power and prestige, which I like scholar. We're behind on Diplotech, and or at least we're behind France on Diplotech, or we actually are behind on Diplotech, and we could get up, one more Miltech would be good, ideally sooner rather than later. So I would like to keep that scholar, keep that scholar modifier, keeping our technology a little bit cheaper. So I will go for that. And besides, can't hurt to have a little extra Diplo power, can it? So, yeah. Also, guys, I got my diplomats. So one thing I noticed, I was like, hey, why do I have 7 diplomatic relations? And I realized Tlapanek. Somehow I ended up getting Tlapanek as a vassal. So I would like to break that vassalization. It costs us prestige, but that's okay. The prestige is definitely, we just got 20 more prestige, or I think, no, 10 more prestige from that event there. So yeah, let's get rid of these guys as a vassal. I don't want to spend a admin power or diplo power on that, obviously. I mean, it's completely useless to us to have these guys as a vassal. So good, get rid of that. So meanwhile, with our other, royal marriage, the Commonwealth definitely. With our other diplomats, one thing I want to do is improve my relations with Valencia and annex them to free up a slot. But also, not only to do that, is that I noticed these guys are transferring trade power, not a huge amount of it, only 12, which is very little, to the Valencia node away from our home node. So that's not great. It would be much better if we had these under our control, because also instead of them transferring a little bit of power outside of our home node, we would be getting power back towards or sending the trade power upstream to our home node. So that would be of benefit to us. And besides, this is some good land. They have, some okay trade goods. I mean, paper is a great one. Cloth is a good one. Yeah, I mean, I fed them back their cores. They've kind of served their purpose. I suppose in theory at some point I could feed them some Aragon cores, which I would like to definitely take Aragon. But I think it would be just better just to annex them sooner rather than later, right? Right, guys? I think so. And by the way, so we are constructing another army over here. We have a fleet heading up that way. We're going to send them down to help out these 18,000. I think these 18,000 could maybe beat the 29,000 in the Congo, but I don't really want to take the risk on that one, to be honest with you. I would rather be safe than sorry. Oh, and also finish that war real quick. I don't want to be stuck in there for too long. Oh, so we could upgrade some centers of trade. We're definitely going to upgrade Benin. Absolutely. Absolutely. That'll help us out. That's good. And oh yeah, let's see about trade company investments. So the most important one is the company depot, the harbor modifier. And we pretty much have that basically everywhere. We just don't have it over here in, I guess, New Caledonia, the specific area. That's not that important. I don't really feel like spending the money on that. And later I think we might, but this one's pretty crucial. It gives us reduced development cost. Now, that's really nice if you want to start upgrading some centers of trade, for sure, which I think we will put over here. But I'm going to hold off, to be honest, on our upgrades in this regard because, you know, pretty soon we're going to be getting in our missions. We'll be getting, which I believe is this one. Yeah, we'll get trade company investment costs reduced. And I think with a couple other ones as well. With one of these also has like a trade company or trade company upgrade cost reduction. So I'm kind of going to hold off for that. In the meantime, I would honestly rather, like, if there's any these crucial types of buildings that we can get, maybe some soldiers' households. Let's see. Lisbon, that's a lot of that's a lot of manpower we can get from that one. And they already have a manufactory, so we may as well put a soldiers' households there too. We could also put an impressment office there, right? It's a whole heck of a lot more sailors. I think that would make the most sense. Like Lisbon is a very naval sort of, it's our main port, so I think it would make more sense to put an impressment office there. We'll do that. But in general, I would rather, in general, have soldiers' households. It's a little bit more useful to us because we do have plenty of sailors. Although, like, the amount we use is starting to kind of creep up, similar to how much we're gaining per month. But there's still, you know, there's still a difference. The main thing, though, I'm looking at for in terms of buildings is the trade depot once we get our next diplomatic technology. That's going to be very crucial. It's going to supercharge our trade, ladies and gentlemen. Supercharge our trade. Gotta love this event, guys. Gotta love this event. Gotta love that. So, wow. Okay, so we can upgrade some of our great projects. Not that many of these are really that great. I mean, upgrade is significant. We get more goods produced, which I don't think that interest affects us. I think that interest affects our colony. Maybe it'd be better to go for the Cerro Rico, which that is in Potosi over here. So yeah, another +2 goods produced, or local goods produced modifier. It's kind of similar to Zacatecas Mine City, to be honest with you, but also affects in the area, which is these other gold mines. Oh, well, actually only the one other gold mine. Yeah, so that'll increase our trade ships, I believe. I believe that would increase our trade ship, or sorry, treasure fleet income, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that's probably worth doing. We'll go ahead and upgrade this. Oh, and you know what? You get to ask for, oh yeah, investment contributions. So get reduced construction costs further, and we can build some more buildings here. So what do we want to do? So there are, for example, our workshops. So there's definitely a few of these that are worth it. These other ones, not really. And as for churches, I mean, a couple of these are worth it, I guess. We could upgrade some forts. Definitely want to get this one upgraded just in case France were to attack us. I think this one's worth upgrading as well. Although I really should have another fort just completely blocking people from moving from over here to Morocco, but I think we're fine for now. Definitely upgrade this one in Oman. We have local defensiveness increased in that area. We'll upgrade our Benin fort. That's a good one. Although, actually, in all honesty, it might be better to put this one over here so we can actually block movement through this kind of bottleneck over here. So let me see something. Jungle. Yeah, I would rather actually have the fort over here. So I'm actually going to, for now, hold off on that. What other forts can or should we upgrade? This is a good one, Palembang. Are there even any others to upgrade? Benin, Ceuta. Ooh, Ceuta. That's an important one. Guarding the strait. Okay. Other things. So manufactories. Yeah, I mean, there aren't really that many amazing ones, but may as well get a few of these. And apparently that's all we can do. Universities. So we want to put these in areas that we intend to dev up. Now it's local development cost minus 20%. Now we're going to be deving this one up pretty soon here to get 25 so we can put a world port there. That's important. Other areas will probably dev up for that. Maybe Benin, that's at 16. I think that would be worthwhile. What do we have for development in some of these? This one could be good to dev up, actually. That's Clove Province, so we just dev the heck out of our production there. Get more clove income, that'd be good. And also some of these over here, like Malacca, dev up. Pasai, we will definitely dev up. Siak, Palembang, right? Maybe some of these Moluccas. Banten, I think, would be a good one to get up to a world port. Maybe some at some point in the future in the Philippines. And maybe also Tangiers here. That would be a good one. And heck, maybe some of these in the Safi node. I don't know. Oh, Tafailalt, definitely. Make that a World Trade Center. Or I think that's what you call them. Yeah, World Trade Center. Yeah, so that's good. In the meantime, so our diplomats, I keep wanting to call diplomats merchants. I don't know why. So you know what? We actually don't have a claim on the Congo. So before we go in and intend to declare war on them without any claim, we better get that started. We do have a claim on Songhai, on the other hand. So, I mean, maybe instead we could actually start with Songhai. Yeah, maybe we do Songhai. And after all, in the Timbuktu node, we have 34%. So if we take a bunch of territory in the Timbuktu node, hey man, I mean that could be good. We might be able to get over 50% of the trade power there and get ourselves another merchant. That's a cool option. That would be a cool thing. Yeah, so, and where else do we want a claim on or to improve relations with? I think that we had the idea of going to war with Luwu because they have some good allies. So they have Kutai, Banjar, and Maguindanao. And so one of the things I had thought of, yeah, obviously we'll take these two guys, of course, in Maguindanao, but we could co-belligerate Maguindanao and take out Tondo and Manila. And that would be cool because if you look at Manila, that's one off a 25 for a world port, so we could easily get a world port there. Right? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep going. So we've got these guys have landed. I think we're going to split this army here and get these guys over here. Oh. So we've lost our claim on Songhai. Okay, well, I guess then instead we will be actually going after the Congo first, probably as it is. Let's definitely get some of these Hindu provinces converted for sure. We want to add as many of these provinces as we can into our trade company, such as this one, which, man, that skyrockets the income per province. We gotta love that. Naval research wrong. Colonial governor. Who is that? Theodoso de Aviero. No. Oh. Uprising in Palembang. We'll send you guys. Deal with them. And we've got a government reform, ladies and gentlemen. A government reform. All right. So let's take a look at this. So administrative free policies +1. That could be cool. I mean, what? And okay, tolerance of the true faith. That's great. In all our Catholic provinces, that's 1 less unrest. And clergy loyalty equilibrium +5, but clergy influence +10. So nobles of the robe. So leader cost. Okay. Meritocratic recruitment. Advisor cost -10. That's pretty cool. And yearly corruption -0.1. That's good. Dynastic administration. Possible advisor. Monarch admin skill +1. That's pretty darn good. But of course, we do take the hit of more corruption. But does it decrease the influence of all our estates, which is good. I think that we can narrow this down between meritocratic recruitment and dynastic administration. So, if you guys are in the chat, tell me what you guys think. Meritocratic recruitment or dynastic administration? So, I mean, how much are we spending on advisors at the moment, right? So, advisor 63. So that'll basically save us about 6 ducats, give or take 6 ducats, or 6.3 ducats per month. It's good. It's good. Not insanely consequential when I'm making an income of 141, but every little bit counts to increasing our income. However, that admin skill, man, extra admin power, you can't go wrong with that. I think that we're gonna have to go ahead and possible advisors +1 is good too. And I can afford, the corruption because I'm spending 20 on root out corruption, but that's because I'm spending a lot to root out corruption, and it's going, the corruption is going down significantly, even though we have a huge amount of large amount of overextension. I like the extra admin power, guys. We're going to go with this. So, administrative skill. That's supposed to go up by 1, right? No? It doesn't? Maybe at the end of this month? Auto saving. It is not. Oh, what is this? Oh. Okay. We're Scotland now. So I'm a little hold on, I'm a little confused here. I don't understand why this hasn't gone up. Let me see this real quick. So, monarch administrative skill +1. Let me look this up real quick. Looking this up on their screen in EU4, I took the government reform dynastic admin. Why am I not making an extra admin power point per month? Great question. You're not alone in being confused by this one. The dynastic administration government reform in EU4 doesn't directly give you an extra admin power point per month. Instead, it subtly boosts your ruler's administrative skill when they're generated. Okay, so it adds +1 to the administrative skill of new rulers and heirs when they are generated. Okay, so in other words, my future monarchs are more likely to have higher admin skill. Okay. That makes sense. Meanwhile, also, guys, I want to do something here. I want to shift my national focus to Diplo. Because we have a lot of admin power. Diplomatic power, we are behind, ladies and gentlemen. We are behind. In fact, we're 2 diplomatic technologies behind where we are in administrative. So, yeah, so now we're getting 13, 13, 11. And that's still great admin power generation. 13 is still great. Siege ability plus 20%. Thank you very much. After that, though, I'm going to chill out on that until we get Miltech 18, I think, yes. Let's get a few more soldiers' households. How about that? We have a large army, ladies and gentlemen. We need to have a large army. Let's get you guys over here. Pretty quickly, we'll have enough for a claim. We're already almost halfway there. So again, we are at war with Scotland now. I suppose I could go and invade Scotland, I guess. I mean, that's something I could do. I mean, how many troops do they have? 25? Also, let me build some more ships for this fleet. So I guess this is our special units, the galleon heavy ships. So we have a limit of 27. Okay, so that's like the Portuguese specific galleons. So we'll make that, and we'll also get a few more brigs to carry like 20 guys instead of 18. Oops. And why not one more galleon? While we're at it, so these caravel light ships, so that's a Portuguese specific caravel, which apparently we can only construct in centers of, what's the common denominator here? These areas with shipyards? I don't really understand. I'm not sure why we can only make these in several areas. Oh, they have to be Portuguese culture. Okay. Or an accepted culture. Or no, it has to be part of an Iberian culture because Sardinian and Moroccan are accepted, but they are not Iberian. So that seems to be the common denominator here. So we'll start making these Portugal-specific caravels. In fact, we'll make a bunch of these. Make a whole mess of them. Is there any place we can make over here? Them over here? Yes, there are. So we have a limit of 26 of those. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. You know what? I'll just 24, 25, 26. Okay. And I always forget. It's great that we have the birth of a new city in Gibraltar here. It's not amazing. It's great. Cool. So now, in the meantime, with the rest of this money, let's make another university. Where should we put the first one? Definitely in a center of trade that we'd like to maybe upgrade. Ormuz is an option. Sofala, that could be a good one. Dev this one up. Could also, dev it up with the gold, get more income out of it. That's a good option. I think that the best, or one of the best places we could actually put this right now is Bantam. It's at 19, so it's only a few devs up to the size of a, like it's up to 25 development, so we can upgrade that. Yeah, that's the only thing it does actually, but it does help with the spread of the Enlightenment institutions. That's cool. Although I don't really think our institutions spread in trade company provinces. I don't think it really works that way. Although I guess it does. Global trade. Yeah. Pretty soon we're getting manufacturers. Okay. Hopefully we can get that. I think that has to do with who has the most, manufacturers. Or like how many manufacturers you have, I think changes sort of your likelihood to spawn that institution, if I'm not mistaken. So you should definitely stay with it with those manufacturers. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know if I really want to invade Scotland. I don't really what do I want with this? Stuff in this North Sea node, man. I don't know. It could just end up being like a rebel magnet. It'd be better, honestly, just like I don't think I'd take any Scottish. I don't think I'd take any Scottish territories. I'd probably, if anything, take their holdings in the Caribbean, right? Which would actually get me a colonial nation there, since I have 3 provinces in the Caribbean as it is, as well as just all their just Argentina La Plata holdings. That's really what I want. So I mean, let's see what can I get for them? Let's suppose that I were just to completely take all of their territories in the Caribbean. Or, sorry, in the Americas. Can I even do that? It's looking like I would probably have to actually invade Scotland itself in order to do that. What if, just for instance, their holdings in Argentina, in La Plata? Well, anyway, we're gonna ignore that. I don't really want to bother invading Scotland, to be completely honest with you. I mean, we definitely could. But our spy network in the Congo is going to be done pretty quickly. So I would rather have them engage with this rather than... I'd rather have them there ready rather than sort of, going up to Scotland and delaying the Congo war. Ooh, I'm actually over my leader limit. I didn't realize that. I shouldn't have done that. Oops. Well, when another leader dies, we're not going to recruit another. And guys, it's getting dark. Let me turn a light on. 1 second. That's a little better, I think. Yeah, that's better. That's a lot better. And also, it's getting hot too. Sorry, 1 sec. Let me turn on a fan. All right, folks. Cool, cool, cool. All right. And yeah, everyone who's joined, thank you a lot. I really appreciate everyone coming out and joining. That's a really cool thing. And if you like it, subscribe. Let's put down some more universities. What one been in? We're just gonna put a university in any area we're planning on deving up to upgrade their centers of trade. Okay. These guys are just about done. Let's go ahead and declare that war on Vijayanagara. Nicely done, guys. Look at these guys over here. I really didn't need to recruit that general. Francisco Coelho. We'll put you on these guys. And in the meantime, yeah, we're going to have you guys drill. In fact, all my guys who aren't doing anything should be drilling. These guys are pretty much fully drilled, almost. Guardia Real down here. No, you guys are getting ready to go to war. These guys have no leader. Okay. Free advisor slot. Ooh. Missionary strength. Production efficiency. Well, production efficiency is pretty darn good. That would almost pay for itself. But missionary strength, man, I mean, we would be converting even faster, which would be great. We have a decent amount of provinces left to convert. And of course, when you include our subjects, it's a whole mess of them. Because, I mean, a lot of the New World here is still not Catholic. We have a lot of totemist provinces, which would really help our Redensau, our Eastern America colony, who still struggles with unrest over there. And I think they might still be -3 stability, which is horrendous. And they're so behind on technology. It's a disaster of a colony. But having said all that, I want some more production income, ladies and gentlemen. Because our missionary strength is pretty darn strong as it is. 10% missionary strength is pretty good. It's pretty good. The Delta Real, they're converting. That's good. Yeah. Okay. So you guys going to get over there to Candy or to Kote. And this war will be over very soon. Can these guys walk over there? No. Ooh. Where is this in reference to? Samar. We'll aid him. Another successful conversion. Send him to Leyte. Which, speaking of which, we could add some of these guys to our trade company. Boom. Boom. Oh. Nice. Leyte will convert so we can get that into our trade company. May as well, that's going real quick. So this, wow, that was quick. We'll increase autonomy there. That's, yo. Go on the bro. Yeah. Waggle. Yes, sir. I will go ahead actually and pay off the debt I have because I forgot that I had to take out a loan due to an event. These guys are mopping these dudes up down here. I imagine they're going to send one of these guys is going to send some guys over momentarily. Ooh, French are going after these dudes. That's unfortunate. I thought that when my Mexican colony declared war on Tlaxcala here, I would have thought they would have gone for Purepecha, but apparently they didn't. Not that this is like the richest, greatest land ever, but I'd rather that be going to my colony than the New Castile French colony. But in any case, my colony is a lot more powerful than theirs. So the only thing is that if I was in a war with France over here, I wouldn't really be able to take the Caribbean colony because they just have so many ships. So that's unfortunate. But we're trying not to get into a war with France. That's our goal here. That's the reason why actually we allied with Commonwealth, hoping that would kind of balance France out. Because you add our troops with their troops, and it's actually a little bit more than France has. And the manpower together is also more than France has. So, in theory, we could stand up to them. Okay, so I'm going to bring these guys over here. Why not? So that's basically already over. Honestly, we don't really need to worry about these guys. We can leave them here. These guys will do the work themselves. So in the meantime, we can now make our claim on the Congo. And so I will put our claim on Nagoyo here. Not that it really matters, hardly. Keep the spy network there because as it turns out, something I learned when you have a spy network when you're at war with someone, it actually does a thing where it increases your siege ability. So let's wait for that Casus Belli to come in. Here it is. Declare war. So in the meantime, whenever you go to war, everyone automatically stops drilling. We're going to make them drill again. We'll also have these guys drill. Now let's get these guys over here. So quickly bring you guys over. And we'll just go straight for their capital. It's fine. Straight for their capital. We have money for another university here. I would actually like to put that in maybe Calicut. Just put universities in any center of trade that we can theoretically think about upgrading. Basically. That will essentially be our modus operandi. I think that's what I'm going to do with most of the money that we get for a little bit here. Be kind of pointless in Kalapa because we can only have, I believe, one level 3 trade center per state. So those are both in the same state. So we'll put one in Damak here. So yeah, if you have 2 centers of trade in one state, like you just kind of have to choose one that you're going to end up upgrading to level 3. All right, let's see about our diplomats. Ooh, so they've been discovered in Luwu. Let's quickly fabricate our nice and good claim. Kolaka is actually their most developed province, which is interesting, as opposed to the capital, or Makassar, which is level 2 center of trade. It's interesting. What do we do with these guys? One second. Okay. Oh, ¿quieres cortar mi cabello? ¿No está cerrado hoy? ¿Para cuándo? ¿Ahorita? Tiene 30 minutos. Ok. ¿Por qué no me digas? ¿O por qué no me digas antes de saque? Sí, pero ¿por qué no me digas antes de saque? Sí, pero ¿por qué no saque? No me... All right. Deberías de decirme cuando se saquen en cita, ¿no? Apparently, I have a haircut appointment in like 30 minutes I don't even know about. So, I don't know. So I'll only be on for like another 30 minutes or so, folks. Well, I don't know if it's in 30 minutes or I have 30 minutes until we need to go. I don't know. Wasn't consulted about this. Anyway, yeah, let's fully annex them. Cool. And we'll have these guys drill. Let us go ahead and core these up. Beautiful work these guys are doing down here. So we'll send one of our generals died here. That's fine. Obviously, they stopped drilling. Beautiful. Mpemba, it's been taken. So, I mean, then what's my... Okay, so I think I could already, like, just from that, take, like, well, can't take capital yet. That would be honestly perfect. We take center of trade, the whole coast, and the capital where the great project is. That'd be cool. Apparently this will make some more people a little bit more mad, but that's totally fine. Send these guys further in. No, we can't. Why not? There might be a fort. Split these guys up so they can cover more territory. The idea is caravan power. That would be cool, but let's get our level 17 technology first. And I'm actually not going to spend any money for the next little bit because as soon as that is finished, which will be just a couple months here, we're going to be able to start making our next level of trade buildings, our trade depots, I think they're called, if I remember correctly. Yes, our trade depots. ¿Ya qué? ¿Es en 30 minutos o so cita es para 7? ¿O qué hora? ¿A qué hora mañana? ¿A las 5? Ok, está bien. Oh, apparently no barber today. They already left. So, doing it tomorrow. Bingo, guys. Trade depots. Isn't that beautiful? Trade depots. So, we gotta love this. Level 3 centers of trade, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be making these. Boom. 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 So, yeah, level 3 centers of trade upgrades by 17. Which is huge. Huge. But, of course, coast. Gold Coast. Zanzibar. Amazing. That's gonna really supercharge our trade income, guys. That's good stuff. Very good stuff. Oh, and by the way, a lot of these caravels here are done. So we'll have you guys link up in Palu. You guys go over here. We'll maybe have these guys. I don't know what I'll have them do. What is this? Do we have this? The Scottish army showed up. What? What? Oh yeah, so we culture converted to some of these areas that were literally just 3 diplo points to 3 diplo power points to change the culture, so I figured may as well. Ooh. Ooh. Hurts. Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, we gotta do something about that Scottish army coming in, don't we? Don't we now? Yeah, let's have you guys take these little provinces and then let's go over here and we'll hightail it over. Back to the front. So what we're going to do... Oh, we have a free colonist slot. I will send them... I see Kaliwa's kind of expanding down here, so we'll cut them off. Send them here to Swazi and then later to this little area. Cut them off from expanding down here. We've got some more of these caravels. Of course, we have our diplomats. Where else should we send one? Well, we'll recall this guy. We've got full relations now with Valencia, and when we are at peace, we will begin the annexation process of them. So where should we send these guys? Let's send them to Japan, because for one of our missions, we need to have positive relations with Japan. So let's just get that going. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, Scotland has decided to invade me. Okay. Yeah, let's deal with them. Let's deal with them. Oh! What is this? Stunning as any... Whoa, whoa, whoa. We got an achievement. Trade hegemony. Okay. Oh, and that's... Yeah. So we've cored up Malacca. Malacca is the single most important city in the East Indies. It's a strategic position guarding the straits and a long-established legacy as a merchant hub. And its long-established legacy as a merchant hub make it extremely desirable. We must ensure it falls under Portuguese control. Cool. The excommunication of the were-tigers. What? So we get, until the end of the game, Portuguese Malacca. So local defensiveness and local trade power. Beautiful. So this is interesting. Following the capture of Malacca, we've discovered the Indies as well as Europe is plagued with demonic skin changers. What is this, skinwalkers or something? In the case of the Malays, Satan grants the beast the ability to wear the skin of a man and thus wander through his towns unnoticed except by the vigilant faithful. What? These priests have bought... The priests we have brought with us to Malacca promptly excommunicated these creatures, making it clear to all Portugal we will not tolerate demons posing as men. Foul spawn of Satan. What? So we have 30% from Malacca to change to Catholic. It'd be kind of cool if that happens. And nothing happened. Okay, that's fine. All right. That's bizarre. These guys don't need a general to deal with them. Another mission fulfilled. Oh yeah, settle Indonesia. Cool, we got spice trade. Trade efficiency, trade steering for 15 years. Cool. Or 25 years. Cool. So that'll supercharge our trade for a little while. And we've got another mission we've completed. Secure trade. So, yeah, so we must move to establish our primacy in the markets of the East. With control of the flow of exotic wares, those who do business with us in the West will be at our mercy. Oh, yeah. Trade dominance until the end of the game. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, trade efficiency +5, global trade power +10, goods produced modifier +10. Huge buff, rest of the game, let's go. Trade dominance. Boom. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's tremendous. Amazing. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where did we just... Hold on. I think I messed up here. Where did we just start building these? Oh, we just tried to start building them here. No, we don't need that. Actually, here. Let's build it depending on where gives us the most trade power. So Jerba, cool. With Scott, all right. So let us get these guys over here. So we're going to peer behind these Scots so they can't really escape us. Okay. Okay. This Galician separatist? What? It's kind of wild to see. ¿Vas a ir al gimnasio, amor? ¿Sí? ¿Vas a ir a comer con Luis? ¿Dónde? Ok. Espérame, dame como un minuto. ¿Mande? Sí, pues alto. Y comenzar más tarde. ¿Mande? Sí, van a ir. Okay. Yeah, guys, I think we're gonna go to eat. So I'm about to log off in just a sec here. But I'll be back on. I think I'll probably be back on later tonight. Not the greatest stream today. I was a little distracted. Sorry about that, but it's what it is. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna get Papal League. And we'll bless the ruler. So yeah, we'll save this, and I'll try to get back on a little later, guys. No. All right, guys. See you later.